Hello, good evening. Welcome to Hang On Here channel. Today I'll stream the third artist talk of the Quarantäne 13 project. Here we have Anastasia and Jarkko, and also moderators Elena and Mark. You are very much welcome to post any questions or comments in the chat. We will collect them for the artists and moderators to respond at the end. You are also very much welcome to subscribe to Quarantäne.
Today I'll stream the third artist talk of the Quarantäne 13 project.
Artist Collective on Facebook for future events. I have already put the link down below in the description. So I will just hand it over to our moderators today, Elena and Mark.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for being with us, and thank you again for the for using your YouTube channel, Hin und Her. I hope you all click the following button because without their help we wouldn't manage to do these interviews. So, okay, this is the third interview now with two artists. So the two artists today are Jarkko Räsänen and Anastasia Alekseevna.
Alekseevna.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, we will start with Jarkko, and we go over to his gallery on the way. As you probably know, this is part of the Quarantäne 13 project, which we made online.
Mark, wait for
Yes,
Pa.
I'm sorry. Okay, that's a random
Mark,
gag.
don't be so fast.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the fourth server, and we get over to see the galleries which those two artists provided here and built during the quarantine time.
Jarkko, if you are there, you can just say something about you. We are coming to you.
Ah, yes.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay, so actually I'm in the game already at my gallery, but welcome all to see my input for the exhibition, and thank you first of all for the opportunity. It's been like a super interesting project and very one of a kind. I never thought this could be possible, but obviously it is, and gave a meaningful like time spent for me like during the corona quarantine. And yeah, so here you can see on the right, at least in the stream from me, like my gallery, and it's called, I like kind of stealing things from like an intellectual property of others, and I stole a sentence of a poem from Robert Lax, American poet, who lived in most of his life in Greek islands, and very kind of abstract and minimalist poet. And he had a line that, "Why should I buy a bed when all that I want is sleep?" And I also use this in my other artworks, these tactics that I get inspired by some artwork, and I kind of use the name and make my own interpretation of it. So this is a little bit like a elegy, like elegia. And yeah, you can see there's like a very simple building there, and there's a sculpture on top of that. I wanted to, because it's an international exhibition, I kind of wanted to present like a Finnish functionalism, like by leaving the architecture into quite minimal, like and simple solution. It's basically a pedestal or podest for the sculpture. That is, it's like a self-portrait made in 2008, and I was doing my BA in Finnish Academy of Fine Arts because, so it's also good to say at this point that I go kind of half the time I live in Finland and half the time in Berlin so far. And later you will get to know more about it. But 2008, I made my BA work. I went to when 3D printing became in fashion in Finland. So I went to one clothing company in Ostrobotnia, and which is the west coast of Finland, and I made like 3D prints of myself. Scans. They had like a 3D scanner. So I made actually there the one version where I was standing, and it was different, but this is like something I never ended up using. So now when I heard of the possibility to enter 3D objects, I kind of figured out that I could make some use of it in your Quarantine 13 exhibition. So it's my self-portrait on top of the building.
You can actually enter in it.
Yes, that's true. And there is a video link for YouTube to a video that I made also during the quarantine times about the like animation that in the opening I heard that somebody tried to go and see it, and I just had on YouTube that it will be published only in the opening day, so it wasn't possible to see before. But yes, it's actually an animation of like I collected the images from coronavirus from online, and then I made an animation out of it. But it's not like so important. I just wanted to kind of anchor it into the time and space of what's happening
inside yourself.
Yes,
so to say, because
yes,
your body
kind of,
showing.
Yeah, because somehow, of course, it affected my mental state, like amplified my mental state that I already was a little bit like in deep thoughts or something, that maybe kind of staying like totally inside and just having too much time for my own thoughts, like it kind of accentuated my elegiac feeling that I kind of wanted to present. I had like doubts first that shall I do this? Is it too sad? But then I just decided to let it go. And yeah, sure, we can enter.
I mean, yes, that's the what most of the people think about the Nordic people. It's not sadness; it's melancholy or something. Call it in the positive way.
Yes, of course. Like also, I kind of had plans of going to Finland, but the pandemic, it canceled my plans. So, of course, there's like a little bit of like probably feelings of like missing the home or something. But yeah, and
Did you realize this statue in another way, like in reality? Have you been able to do that, like print it or something?
Yeah, not this specific version. I made a couple of scans of myself when I went to the company in 2008, and this was the one I didn't use. I was standing in a very like heroic pose in the version that I printed, and then I actually attached a music box inside my body, and a knife hit to my chest, so it became a music box that you could take the sculpture like a doll in hand, and then you could twist the knife in the wound, and then it started playing a melody like over the seas, like that is very common in like a Tivolis or circus. kind of like carousels, like. And so I made that version.
If you want, I
But-
want it on.
Okay. Good. Then let's go inside. Show us the inside view.
Yes. Should we enter
Okay.
from here?
Yeah, it's
Corners, yeah.
there weren't a specific entrance. I mean, like something like a gate or something. You just enter through the corner. Is that right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. So here we have those mattresses photographed.
You said
Yes.
those are all found in Berlin, right?
Yes. So also because I'm kind of like partly still in Finland and partly in Berlin. So I at some point, I don't completely know why, but I started to photograph these mattresses from around Berlin because, yeah, according to news, they say that there's no homeless people in Finland, but actually there is. But the fact is that there is no mattresses on the streets, and
Yeah,
And-
that's the proof that they are homeless people.
well, there is of course homeless people in Finland, unfortunately, like everywhere. But I think it somehow, well, like it has like another layer like of the interest like that kind of came together in this project that the Robert Lux also like dealt with like the topic of being awake or being asleep or so on. And also I remember like Jesus said once in Bible that take your bed and walk or go, for some people who was sick and he healed him. And so it was so funny or strange to hear like take your bed, that somebody was carrying bed with him
Around.
Yes, so this is like a little bit of mystery also that what is somebody just dumping it for the charity, kind of for giving it to homeless
people.
person? Yes, or what is it just like there's not so efficient recycling system in Berlin or something? But
Christian activist.
yeah. So this is kind of like why I wanted to take the name. Why should I buy a bed when all that I want is sleep? That I think it matches together with this project, and in some level that there is there is beds, and do we need a home? Of course we do need a home, but if you don't happen to have it, then maybe also like some reference to my kind of little bit dualistic home conception that I have at the moment. Or of course now I'm like now I decided that I leave my Finnish address and enter the Berlin completely. So I guess I wanted to also mark this point in my life that I don't want to be homeless, and
Sure.
and
You don't be homesick after it. That's
exactly. Yeah. And of
when
course,
when I recently looked at your homepage and saw your work you done before, they had a lot to do with like also photos which are like somehow changed through some, I don't know, computer glitches or something. I also looked at these pictures, and some of those pictures also have some, I would say, mistakes in it. Are they
yeah.
like on purpose in that, or has that something to do with your work you did before? Those
Well,
small things which somehow are
thank
strange
you.
and not...
Thank you for your very precise notion. Actually, because yeah, my work has been focused last year on a self-made computer program where I take photos also in the very same concept that now in this, that they are like a part of my diary. I might take them with cell phone or maybe if I carry a camera, but I'm not planning the topic. I just kind of observe and decide to do that. So somehow because this world is digital and virtual, I kind
Especially
of
the photos nowadays.
yeah. Yes, I'm sorry I didn't kind of follow you, but I wanted to say this, that I thought it's like a more interesting, because that's what I'm interested in, this kind of so-called glitchy style that I have, that I'm especially interested in bringing them like to physical space and maybe quite large format, like human size nearly, and because then it points out that they are not natural and they are not part of this physical world where we are. I'm not talking about the exhibition, but the real world. That there is like some alternative version of like perception brought into the physical world that has been like produced by a computer processor. But
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes.
But in this case, I wanted to keep the realism that I'm usually in my art. I'm against this realistic conception that photographs might mediate, and I want to break it with my algorithms and present that. But now, since we are inside algorithms in this virtual quarantine exhibition, I wanted to keep the realism because it kind of is like absurd in this context, kind of.
Yes, to change that.
Yeah.
And you
So
have somehow changed only a square. That's what I noticed. Like in one picture, there is a one square which is kind of wrong, right?
yeah.
So you
Yes.
follow again that cube aesthetic of the game.
Well, kind of it was like just like a human mistake, like because it was quite difficult to build these images, in my opinion, compared to many other things what I do in my art. The process of like having like 8x5 squares and trying to find them from the arsenal of the game, it was very challenging. So I kind of really spent a lot of time building these photos because I kind of, it was very counterintuitive. So if there happened a mistake at some point, I was like, just okay, let it be, and and I wanted to leave the remark that I actually was struggling to build these, and so it was that is a glitch, like in its the truest meaning, that it was just a mistake, and I wanted to keep it if it happened or something like that.
Fuck.
Yes, it looks very good actually.
Sure,
So,
and I think it's a reference to the game itself. It's
Yes.
like possibilities.
there's a glitch in the matrix.
And it's kind of, I looked at it and I think, oh, something is wrong here. What is wrong? And then I find it. But it's not right away visible, at least not for me.
Normally, we have as an interviewer Detlef with us, and he was totally like stunned by your house when he first time saw it. He was really inspired by that, and he was kind of bringing me here and saying, "Yeah, look at that." And there was kind of a bed, I think, in the middle here, but you moved it, or
no. Okay, the next, like, yeah, and like I said, that I want to steal the other topics of other artists. So the upstairs was called this. Why should I buy a bed that all that I want to sleep? But there's the hole in the middle. Yes. So you can go to the hole in the middle, and by the way, there's snow around here just to make it feel cold and outside. And
And to
finished.
want to go to bed. It's like,
So if
when you, it's also, there is that expression, when you miss home, many people just say, I miss my bed.
okay, makes sense. So
Okay, so let's fall
now we
down
can-
there. Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Through the floor. Okay. So let's see. Okay, booms. Okay. Okay. Sternburger.
Hey, oh no, my mind has crashed, but I follow the stream.
Okay.
I don't know. There's some problem.
Okay, then let me talk. So we just have some questions. So you have it looks like a bed in the middle, of course. It's from the inside of the game, and
Yes.
then there are like, I don't know, window-like pictures on the wall on the fourth walls, and there are like stars on it, star systems, probably like, yeah, that one probably I know, like
That's the Big
it's
Bear.
called Big Bear. Yeah, okay. And then they are made out of something. I think it's from a German beer, like the caps on top, maybe, like from
Yes.
Sternburger, something. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Now I can wrap it up, kind of.
Yeah.
I forgot to name this part, but it's called like the Himmel über Berlin, and
Okay.
so also like because I collected from where I saw these mattresses, but we live in Lichtenberg, and we used to have like nearly 2 years, like nearly the time I've been here. There was camp at the Lichtenberg U station. I guess they were like punks, and they had like lots of mattresses and lots of beer, and they had like they were sleeping there, and like it was nearly like around a year until police very recently, maybe like just before the corona times or half a year ago, they closed it. They put the fence there and threw the people out. But this was my exotic feeling, because this wouldn't be possible in Finland ever, that there's like people camping in a public metro station and just having their own base there. They had even bookshelves, and also, yeah. So this is kind of somehow
Like a reference.
reference to that, because punks drink Sternburg, I understood, like
Yes.
and also, to me, like beer was incredibly cheap compared to Finland when I entered here, and for me, and also the beer is not so good in Finland, maybe, so Sternburg was okay for me.
Your welcome beer was Sternburg.
Yes.
And
so I kind of like there is this homelessness, and then there's this other deeper topic, alcoholism, kind of dealt in this floor. That is this like and that's why I wanted to put it to the basement, not to the sky. That it is kind of reversed. So this is very kind of like a recent, like because the bed project was for me like a long-lasting project, but this is very recent, just during invention during this like just 1 month before the exhibition started. So I decided to put yes, I have drank all these beers myself, and then I made star constellations out of them. And this
is that a photo? Are those photographies? Or
yeah, it's a photography. Like I just reorganized my corks of the beers into constellations of stars. And on the left now there was this Ottawa. It's called in Finnish Ottawa. Oh, now it's. Oh, can you turn? Okay, backwards. Behind you. This one, the Big Dipper. Right. This one. So yeah, this is like important for Finnish people, because if you go to Finland, it's just above you, this one constellation, and there's like a national like a poetry also about it, how one heros tried to climb on the, not this one, no, there's a 7 stars, like, and there's like a tale, like 7 brothers in Finland, like 150 years old, a story. Actually, not this one either, but the background of the background is black portfolio case. Actually, this one.
Yes, we call it the Big Bear.
Okay, yeah. So
Yes,
this one, and it's
I
called,
think it's important everywhere.
yeah. So Ottawa, yeah, and there's like a crazy conspiracy theories how kind of like swastika is based on this constellation, because it's going around the North Star, and if you take it in like 4 times of the year, then it kind of resembles a little bit to a swastika.
Okay, kind of crazy.
That's
For sure.
but I mean, like, there's like so much. No, it was in Chinese, like some mythology, and yeah, it's not definitely the Nazi symbol, but yeah, in Finland this is like a remarkable, but it's in a different position of the sky than in Berlin. And so maybe this was the first one that I made, and then I thought, okay, I'll make a couple of more to this series, but this is kind of enough for me. But yeah, so this whole set is kind of a little bit reflecting to what my experiences in Berlin have been, like the homeless camp at the station, like punk and so on.
I
so
see the reference.
So I guess this is nearly all what I have to say about it. Yeah.
And you also you planned to have a sound in the whole installation.
Yes. Yeah, it was my wish.
You do a lot of sound also. I mean, kind of, you do sound similar to the way you do photography, right? You make software and make programs to.
No, actually not. It's very, because I had background first as a musician before I entered to art, and like I played contrabass, but then I had some problems with my ears, so I quit the music, and then I had to find some other art, and I entered into the fine art. So it was very different. I like to do it. I have a lot of ritual instruments from around the world, or toy instruments, and then I create meditative sessions with a looper and contact microphones and stuff like that. That's what I did, like during the May here, like a quarantine time also. So I would have just wanted to put the soundscape of what I'm actually doing. So at the moment, just to spice it up, it wasn't like a very conceptual, but it was honest. So yeah, that was my plan. But
okay, we have one question for you from the chat in YouTube. Just technically, I think, what is the background of the beer stars? Like, what is behind there? Can you photograph?
Yeah. Well, yes. It's like a large plastic portfolio case. So maybe it's also like a humoristic reference for artist's life.
And
That-
those light reflections are just from made
Flashlight.
into it? Flashlight.
Yeah.
With
Flashlight and then
different colors.
yes,
Some
yes.
are like violet, some are blue.
Yeah, they were just flashlights, and also there was some dirt, and at some pictures it's a little bit dark. Of course, these images they really look black, but there was like actually some little white dots that kind of resembled stars or like something that in the sky could be like I myself interpreted that they could be like let's say the moonlight or something.
And that comes from the dust.
Yes, or something.
They're still visible in the exhibition. Like when I go close, I really see them.
Yeah, so I kind of yes.
Well, yeah, it works really nice.
Yes.
I put there a link to the chat about the sounds that. Oh yeah, Sternburg. Sternburg is the brand of the beer. Somebody asked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, go closer again. Okay, if you go really close, that
you can read it inside the stars.
Yeah, there was a
Probably.
bingo because that's why we started to collect these because it was the quarantine time. It says bingo actually inside of them.
Bingo.
So, yeah, and that's why we started to collect them because there was a different number in the other side of each cork.
Yeah, and you could play bingo with it.
You probably win another Stern.
Nice advertising trick.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wish Sternburg will see this broadcast and I can advertise. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Yeah, more maybe you can check on Jarkko's website.
Yes, you can check out the website. A lot of his visual works are there.
And also, I put the link to the sound you asked.
I
made
a
link to the chat. So if somebody is interested, there is.
We probably will also have a time when we can implement sound. But we're still working.
So thank you.
Thank you, Jarkko.
We have to thank you.
Let's go up.
Yes. So let's go up and yeah, we just when we now go to Anastasia, we just go to the next building. That's this time we don't have to change the worlds. We are already there. Wait for her to get to the chat. Hello, Anastasia. Oh.
Hello?
Hello, yeah. There's still an echo.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I
Okay.
don't.
You can't hear?
No.
Yeah, I'm here.
Just go on Jarkko's.
Okay.
I don't know. Par?
I mean, I just saw that, I mean, at least in my stream of YouTube, I can hear Anastasia. So maybe we start?
Okay, but I can't. Yes, I mean, I can't be part of the conversation if you only hear what Anastasia is saying.
Okay, come here. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Can you? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Is it fine now? Okay. Okay.
So we are fine? Anastasia?
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for being part of the quarantine. And yeah, maybe you just start with telling something about your bio, about where you come from, and how you got to know us. So we why you decided to be part of us. So just start.
Okay. Well, my bio, I was born 1982 in Russia. At some point, I moved to Germany, and how I got to know you, to make the long story short, was that I studied in Berlin at some point in the end, and Elena was in my department. So that's how we met.
Yes, we studied together in the painting free art department in Weissensee.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Yes, tell us something about your gallery from the outside. You decided to go underground somehow, although there are some artworks outside.
Yeah, I actually decided to have like an underground and an open air area. I entered the game quite late, and in the beginning I was so, before I played computer games, they were like solitaire and chess. So that was kind of very mind-blowing for me to have that. So when I managed finally to enter and to install the program, I was very impressed by the already existing architecture there, and it was like Las Vegas of art, so to speak, like incredible architectures and many interesting concepts and so on. So I walked around, I got lost, and like really slowly figured out the game. I did not have a strict architectural concept, so to speak. I just kind of knew which works I want to place there and why. I spent most of my times at night, and ironically, also during the game, most of the time there was night. So light became kind of a strong part of the concept, actually. Because also of the lack of time, and at some point I recognized it's possible to go through walls and go underground. I just decided to invade a space which was just near to me, like a cave. So I don't need to build my own architecture, and I just go to a place which already exists. This was like the very beginning, because I didn't know how to know what is east, south, and west. So I just made four pictures, or four icons, so to speak, for myself to have an orientation, and they're called north, east, and west, and south. That's why they're up there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I see.
And then I started to play with things like lava. I had also some times to fight with. I tried to erase the lava with water, which made it a swimming pool, so everything was flooded with water as well. I think finally I decided to just place my work and think about like what do I want to show actually, and why.
Okay. So let's enter.
Yeah, if you go more
entrance.
around, yes, that's good. Like that
can
direction.
you show us around where through the entrance, and which works are like? Do you have a walk around, or can you go everywhere?
You can go everywhere. It's from all directions. We can start right here, because this work does give the name to the whole exhibition.
Which one? The big
this
circle?
big one in front of the magma lava, like you were just there actually, or you're the camera person. Okay, so if you turn around now 180 degrees, you will more. Yes, well, there is like one entrance, so to speak, the entrance to the underground.
Where name is written?
Well, now we're again on the opposite side, actually. So it's like on the other side of this.
Just walk with us.
Well, I can't because
Okay, I bring the
I'm
computer.
on Jarkko's computer.
Okay.
But yeah, yes, there. That's the one. So I was thinking, like, what can I show? Maybe important to say that I'm basically based in a analog artworking methods very much. So the digital world is really interesting and new for me, and kind of contrary what I do in my normal praxis. So this one work, yeah, just in front of the volcano thing. No, left. Yeah, that one. Like the stairs lead to there. Yes, exactly.
The called determination of body outline.
Yes, it's a term I borrowed from radiography, and basically it's a method to define the body outline or the outline of the human body by making two X-ray images in one time, but from different point of view. So that kind of inspired me, and I thought it's actually connected to my praxis of work or what I'm doing, basically. That's why I kept this term.
Is this like a self-portrait?
It is. It is actually. There are X-ray images. It's a silk screen, or it's a silk screen based works. I took several X-ray images and then I transformed them into X-rays, like using UV light. And this work indeed does not really exist completely in a real physical world, because I don't build the light box for that yet. So it's meant to be a light box because this are like the X-ray images are layered on top of each other. They are on transparencies and they shape a three-dimensional body actually in real. But yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a light box for them yet.
Okay, and how we enter now? We have to go jump down here?
Yes, yeah, I can go.
Sorry, I
now
didn't
I'm
understand you.
on my computer. We can. Well, there is one entrance. There's my name on it, and it goes down. We can take that.
Good.
So
If you follow her. Downstairs.
to the downstairs, yeah.
Tell us about this work you are standing on, Anastasia, because it's on like also a roof for your gallery. Not a roof, but it's very big.
That's the interesting part. It's called micro and macro, and it's a series. There are several works called the same name, and it's a painting on glass. To be precise, on microscopic glass, so the glass which you use for microscope. You know, when you have the tissue tests. So the original work is actually 5 times 5, like 5 square centimeters, and this is a perfect size which fits in an analog projector, because this is the size of a regular glass slide cassette, so to speak. So you can put it into an analog dia projector, slide projector, and then you can project it big. So outside it's very big, related to the variable size of a projection, because it depends which lens you take and so on. It can go big as a wall of the building, so to speak, but the original is actually very tiny. And it's not it's painting, so it's fiction. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you have a lot of those motifs, or like motifs which are almost similar. They remember me very much of this 70s I don't know, psychedelic times where they also worked
And
a
this-
lot with these slideshows where
Uh,
they put then liquids between the glasses and stuff.
yes, and I think
Sorry.
this is like in it's Jarkko commenting this part that I think it's interesting in her work that it's basically all could have been done in like in the past. That it's like
Yes.
a time travel, little bit what Anastasia's practice is about. That it's like a kind of like a media archaeology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like with I'm very based in the analog, so it's also part of that what
Yes,
I'm doing.
it's something historic now.
Analog
Analog, yes, you're right.
photography,
Okay.
it's there is a lot to discover. I mean, I remember when Joshua Light Show came to Berlin for well, whatever. I missed them. It was like incredible, stupid of me to miss this concert, but they had like 3 container ship of this 60s 70s psychedelic stuff shipped to Berlin, being part of what is this famous media festival, whatever, I forgot it right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I am very inspired by those techniques. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, as I saw also on your internet site, you're working a lot in these kind of ways. And what I really asked myself, everything has to do somehow with light and using the light in different ways. You also have another artist group where you make like whole light installations and performance together. And what part takes this kind of to work as a material with light in your work?
Well, you observed it very right. It is indeed a big part of my artistic practice, because also sad but true. That's also the way to get at least some money, because I cannot say that I'm selling my paintings or my photographies monthly, like for so and so big amount. But art in public spaces is required, and light art improved itself nowadays as its own discipline, actually. So I'm happy.
Yeah,
Happy
and
that
then
I have this gate actually to live from it.
and it works. I mean, with your practice, so everything
It
is
works
so
very
cool.
very much with my practice together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you want to show us next?
Well, if you follow me, the camera points. Okay, this work is called which you're pointing. It's called Nest. It does exist indeed in reality. No, the other side, like if you turn 180 degrees to the back.
That with the snake skin
Yeah.
like thing?
Yes, it is snakeskin indeed.
Oh.
It's a photogram. Yeah, I guess.
Black and white.
Yeah, it's I heard several times when people saw my works in exhibitions that they would like to see them bigger. So that's what was triggered me to put this work into this exhibition, is to use the possibility of play with dimensions, actually. So just to make make it bigger and to see how would it work, because in an analog technique it would be possible to make it that size, but it would be a big project, because you need a really big enlarger and like a photo paper from a roll. And if you work with photograms, well, the dark room is dark, there is red light, so something is visible, but basically you work in the darkness, so it's kind of tricky to work with photograms in the dark room and to construct your picture.
And
Yeah.
there's a certain size and you cannot actually make it bigger, right?
Well, as I said,
In
there is
reality.
from the roll, but that is limited.
Yes, yes.
180 broadness is the maximum, and then like it can be longer, but yeah, it is limited to the tools, so to speak. Yeah, so if we go to another room, or to another space in this room, like on the left, there you can actually see two examples, like left and right are the projections, or like the glass paintings, which are used as projections, so to speak. And they're also called micro and macro. Yeah, I just placed them here because I wanted to see how it looks like, because of course if I project them, then it's always the question on what, and so the surface does make a lot of meaning and sense, or gives extra meaning to that. And here I wanted to see how it is if it's just like blankly on black background. And the work in the middle is completely actually different, because it's an etching. It is by itself quite big, but still, of course, limited into the size of an etching press and the printing paper, which is possible. Very analog, of course, and there are also X-ray images. So I exposed X-ray images on copper plates, and then I printed these copper plates in a combination with each other on one big sheet of printing paper. So it's like a unique piece, even though it's printing techniques which are like normally connected with reproduction or production of many of its kind. That to do such a work, it's really a marathon, and I had help, and we inked this these plates, and the paper needs to be kept wet, and the color should not dry. So it was like really very exciting day to do it.
Can I ask you something? Here,
Yeah, sure.
micro and macro, which we saw before, so
Mhm.
they're painted on glass, and you have photographed the glass. I mean, I'm just asking practically how you put them in the game, or
Yeah,
is it
no,
a photo of the
this one
projection?
no, this like the left and right ones are scans of the glass slides, and the work in the middle has actually, it's a completely different technique. It's
Yes.
an etching. So
Yes. I was asking about those on glass. How you
no, that
scan them, you photograph them, or how you put them in.
I scanned them on very high resolution with a glass gear scanner, because it's like a total coincidence that these glass panels from for microscope do really have exact the size of a glass of a slide.
Yes.
A slide cartridge.
Yes. And tell us about the circle. I mean, they all look like the Earth. You always use that round shape?
No, absolutely not. That was rather a serious. But yeah, and where I was just experimenting with so to speak, pseudo science, like biology and cosmology, let's say.
Yes.
Yeah, but with the black surrounding, it's really gets the same feeling like also Jarkko's skies, but here are like the planet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so now we can go out, and well, on the other side there is one work. It's also a completely other technique, but still related somehow to analog techniques and printing and photography and appropriation art also. So it's a photo collage on wood. And this is like the most recent works I did during the quarantine and during doing this. I have a book of ahats, I don't know how to say, like agate is, it's like the mineral.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's
Uh,
like a gem or something?
no, it's
some-
like a mineral, kind of a formation, a heart, like a formation. Um, well,
I know the word because in Bulgarian it's the same.
It's like
in Russian,
stone or crystal or something?
Yes.
yeah, in Russian it's agate, and basically the what for me what was interesting about it, that agates have the tendency to form themselves upon or on pre-existing rocks, like volcanic rocks, or for example. So they're also kind of hermits or invaders, so to speak. So they grow on a rock or within a rock which does already exist, and that's why I placed it here, because that's what I actually basically did with this space. I took a space which did already exist and just like, yeah,
Like a parasite?
yeah, a parasite around it,
Why?
right?
You were invited. No, I think so.
Thanks for the invitation, by the way. Like it was, it's a
You're welcome.
completely new world for me. Yeah. So the whole, like the concept of the view is actually, you can basically enter the exhibition from everywhere. You can even, if you follow me here, you can even fall through the roof if you just get lost in the desert. You know, like if you look up, there are like holes. That's
Mhm.
also how I discovered this space, basically. So yeah, and then you have several paths, but basically they all lead to around the place. So it's like a circle. So we can go up now to the black square, so to speak, if you want. Yeah. So yeah, that's like I started to build a basement. That's how far I came, and then I played with the volcano, and it's very funny because it's like if you dig here around, there is volcanic matter everywhere. So it like this lava traced me to everywhere, and like had really limitations to dig. So at some point, I thought just let it be as it is, and just like do whatever, like just with this open air basement. Basics. So yeah, where should I start? So yeah, this works. The Where are you? Yeah. So which are you facing now? Like this
No,
four
you,
people?
you have to wait because it's a little bit lagging. The
Yeah.
stream is lagging, so you just describe the pictures, something like.
Okay.
We are 1 minute behind.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Now I understand. I see. Okay. So this work is a work in progress, actually, or like a working cycle. It's called membranes, and also it is based on snakeskin. There are photographs, and why I put them here is because the originals are actually quite small. They're like 15 or 10 times 15 centimeters, also limited to the process. And I think I would like to present this work at some point when I have really many, so like the quantity would count. And that's why I was very happy, and I'm doing those studies, so to speak, already since quite a while. But so far I got to 15 or so. So they are normally much smaller, and of course not three-dimensional. So what I was interested in here when I discovered this function, when you say this function, that it is actually a cube, so it's three-dimensional. And so I thought I make something like a terrarium-like object. So there is a light concept behind it, and it was a lot of fun to build it. Yeah. So that how do you make like light that is like not too much in the visual, and then I ended up in this kind of terrarium looking like aesthetics. And how I found that is actually that I was living next to an exotic exotic pet shop, so to speak. So they did sell snakes and tarantulas and so on. And what they have in common, when they grow, they shed their skin. So like they leave these exoskeletons, or the skins, they leave them. And I was just coming there and asking like, can I have a skin? And there was a kindergarten nearby, which was a big concurrence because they liked the skins and these exoskeletons too. So I had to share, but yeah.
To share the skin with the kindergarten.
Yes, and it's a very interesting material. They do smell and they do also decay. So if you get it first in the beginning, it's more flexible, and then it gets more and more stiff and falls apart in the end at some point. Yeah. And
Yes.
most pets or like pet snakes are indeed very strange choice, but there are pythons and boas which are famous for their size actually. But they are also non-venomous, so like they are not poisoning. So maybe that's why they are so desired exotic pets, maybe.
And on the right side, this skeleton?
Sorry?
On your right is like
on the
bird.
right. This is indeed one work which is nearly one-to-one as it is. So it was exhibited already. It is based on X-rays, as you can see, which I exposured, like I turned into silk screen by UV light exposure. And in the silk screen, that was kind of acceptance of my practice to print many of the same. So first time I exhibited them like all together, also like just like this as a sequence in a gallery in Helsinki. And after the exhibition was over, I decided to make kind of a street art project out of them and to have some excitement and put them also on the streets. So
So they were on paper and you glued them somewhere?
Yes, I glued them also around Helsinki after the exhibition was over. Yeah, in the Helsinki they surrounded just the whole space, so there were like really many. And then I spread them as a sequence also in several places in Helsinki. And so here they are more three-dimensional because again of these cubes. But basically this is maybe the one work which is kind of from the size and from the concept is like one-to-one existing work which is represented here.
Okay. For the end, I have also a question again from YouTube, from viewers there. I hope I can, in your like work and why you, I mean, somehow it's like a science almost. The question is about that. Do you know if there is something like a museum for those kind of pseudo-scientific aesthetic art things? Is there a scene or something, other people who are doing that?
It's quite old tradition. It's a Wunderkammer, and that was like my primer inspiration actually. Kind of the Wunderkammer from the Renaissance or from the earlier times. You know, where people collected peculiar nature
Objects,
presence, so to speak, and put them into weird connotations, basically, and nothing else that I'm not a scientist, so of course it's just like I just grab something which interests me, and then I turn it into a metaphor, basically.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, thank you, Anastasia.
Yeah, thank you.
we also, I mean, you also have a very nice internet site, and we can see there are more works of you, and also like to whom you're related. And we will put your internet site, the link, and also from Jaro, also later in under the video. And
Yes, we will put them also in Facebook.
yes. Okay. Super. Okay. Yes, that's also possible. Yeah. And okay, thank you all, and yeah, thank you for the super support against Hin und Her channel. And yeah,
And we keep doing art.
yes,
Yeah.
and we will
Yeah.
keep in touch.
Showing it together.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Pa, do you have the last word?
Okay. And Jarkko wants to thank Kone Foundation. I'm sorry, I got like a. Sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, I was supported by Kone Foundation while doing this project, so I think I need to mention it. So thanks.
Bye.
Oh,
Bye bye.
Bye.
bye.